once had a Meister Shneur, he's good guy. I was staying at this topic now. Okay, very good thing. My brother Shmuel Shalom lives in Lakewood. Used to live on 14th Street, died one of those retirement communities. Whatever, fairways I think he lives in. The kids, he made a bris. The last bris that Shneur was Sandig on. They told us, all the family, we knew Shneur very, very well. Shneur was a bungalow alongside my parents' bungalow. Vazay Bait, and my brother, B'chel, the friend of the Vrachim, lived a year ago, almost 2 years ago, my brother B'chel, he was a big tzaddik B'chel, not Pashat, from the holy Jews of the Dar. B'Shemayr, Morgenstern, passed by his caver and he said he stopped, he didn't know what it was, he had the Rimtzah that day. Rimtzah is on one side of the wall, he's on the other side of the wall, and he says he feels Kedusha, I'm not into these things, Rabbi said, no shachas to these things. He lay down in the kibbutz for 45 minutes. My brother's very special. Malkiel, Rabbi Chaim was best friends with B'chel. You have 3 best friends, same age, Abba Brudny, Brother Chaim also, my brother, Malkiel. Malkiel used to stay in our house when Shneur became Rosh Yeshiva, so he wanted us to come back to the bungalow colony, he stayed in my brother's room. So Shneur used to be in our bungalow, we knew him very well. My brother makes a bris, and they said, made a rope off, no one go near Malkiel. Shneur was staring at me the whole bris. I said to one of my brothers, not B'chel, he would be nice to me. I said, he wants to talk to me. He says, Uncle Renishkin Arishkeit, you make me something to a big shot. Whatever you told me. I said, look at him, he's staring at me. And the bris was over. I'm thinking, my show, the bris was over. Shneur took him, who knows how long to walk out of his medrash. The Yasham in the front where we sat on the left side, and to walk out, and he went into his room. And then we had to leave to go to eat the bris. Suda was someplace else. So my mother says to me, I was very close to my mother. My father was Nifter. I was learning in Philadelphia. My brother, Chaim Esbron, Shrugged, told Chaim I should come back to New York. People know that story already from reading my books over there. I came back to New York, and for 8 years I traveled on the subways. My mother was my roommate. I was my roommate for 8 years. I learned a lot of chinuch from her. The kids, my mother said to Yankel, made game, Nemen Mazel Tov from the Rosh Yeshiva. We go to take Mazel Tov him. I said, fine. We went by the little bit of jar, his room. They put in a recliner for him at the time. He had a room up there we have now. He have offices over there. He had a little room for himself and a recliner. He was sitting on it. And I opened the place. Ooh, good, Yaakov, come around. And then my mother walked in and I said, Mazel Tov Rosh Yeshiva. She gave her a big bracha. Again, we have bungalows next to each other. They said, Yaakov, who's got him there? So first of all, I met my brother. I said, I told you. Who's got him there? He says, he thought I knew a certain person. He's a good guy. He thought I knew a certain person. I'm not saying any more about it because then people could figure out who it was. Maybe one person can figure out. He says, this boy was a Yosem, came from a very chashva family in New York, and the Rebbitzin, who was the Almana, called Reb Shneur, says, please, I'm sending my son to you. In Lakewood, he was 19, 20 years old, sure, better a Shiva, you should work with him. He was shaky a little bit. Shneur said, of course. He says to me, he says, this Bach, I knew him, who he was. He says, his mother has tinus on me. Talmud has tinus on me. I said, Gleib nicht. I said, ain't anybody in the world that has tinus in the Rosh Yeshiva. He was such a nice man. He said, Yankel zog there. I said, you have tinus on me. Yankel, I'm telling you, she has tinus on me. So I said, again, the same shalshalas I told the same thing, anywhere in the world. The third time I said, okay, so was will Rosh Yeshiva? You will just stand up bringen. I want you to bring him here. I want you to bring him here. I said, Zondag, no problem, but I don't want to wait till I get back to New York. I called my dear friend Zevi Train down in high school. I said, Zevi, she would see this in this bacha. Go there now. Got him, brought him to Lakewood. I called later, she's Rabbi Rishon, we used to call her Rishon. I called Rabbi Kotler, and I said to her, he's a new person. He says he was convinced in his mind he knows his matzav. He lived a few weeks later. He knows his matzav. He says he doesn't want to leave the world. Somebody having tinus on. I'm sure she has tinus on me. He sat with him for 3 hours. They didn't let us go near him because he was so schwach. Somebody had to hold him at his son because somebody had to hold the baby. Right? And this is what he did. 3 hours he spoke to the bacha, convincing him the bacha is a nice young man today. Nice young man today. I'm not saying he's a rash kebab, but he's a fine young man today. It was like that. His feinkeit was unbelievable, really, a very, very special person. He's not here, he had 45 years, so there's a young guy, relatively young, so I everybody knew him, but he was an extraordinary special person. And he was Lakewood took off when Bar was nifted. Amazing thing. And of course it grew more and more later on, the years went by, but Lakewood really took off. At that time, he was an extra person with the midas to get him to Torah. He's a guy in Elam. He gave him a very hard time. He became Rosh Yeshiva, you know. Right? Those days, the European crowd, I'm better. It was very fun, very interesting. The old Talmid Rabbi was still there. Kletz, Baruch Hashem, became bigger and bigger and bigger. So he was no